You've been listening. I had
Sit.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Casuals podcast. This is our episode 7. We hope y'all are keeping it casual. Christmas is around the corner. We're thankful for the holiday season. We're thankful for NFL playoff football. It's coming. We're thankful for college football, even though that's not our big thing. I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah.
why these kids get a month off for their
for real.
bodies to adjust to being at home and fucking studying for midterms, but who knows? Well, it's coming eventually, and we will talk about the college football playoffs eventually, but since
Well,
it's a month
Andy,
around the corner.
since you mentioned that, fun trivia actually, they have to close down because the university shut down officially, so they can't have practices until the
Oh.
university reopens. I believe that's multiple reasons because working as a student government staff, like student athletes had to go home.
Oh, I
Well,
thought it was
this
for
is
Coach
why
Moore. I thought
y'all
it's so
should
Coach Moore
listen.
could have some more time to get his shit off.
Mandated time off. This is why y'all should
Yeah.
listen to the Casuals podcast. You get direct insight from former student government members, as well
Let's
as
go.
some low blows to Michigan and Coach Moore.
Hey, big OSU nigga,
Shout
fuck
out.
you.
Anyways, let's start with the NBA as usual. We like to consider ourselves some young blood still. We're not quite as young anymore as these new kids coming into the league. That was a big awakening for us all,
Yeah.
as everyone
For
will
well,
go
that's
through when
that.
the kids coming into the league start being younger than you. But
Crazy.
we got some good rookies hooping around the association nowadays. Cooper
Yes, we
Flag
do.
is, of course, leading the Rookie of the Year race. He's at minus 150 on FanDuel. So I had a question for the boys. If y'all had to pick
Shoot.
right now, would you take Cooper Flag or the field of all the first year players to win Rookie of the Year? Six. What do you think about that?
Yo, I'm going with my man. He's been hooping. He's a game winner already in his hometown, in front of the family. He brought the team to his ma and pa's house. He had dinner with the family and the team. I'm going with him. LaMelo, I don't know what's going on with you. Your team is gone. It is time. I don't even know how to say his name. Con Knuckle.
My man, I'm about to
Knipple,
say,
bro.
I'm
milk,
about to say
milk the
your name.
knipple.
That's my man. He's been hooping. He's been having a great season. He had the game winner. That game winner in his hometown was incredible. He hooped that game as well, went crazy. I'm putting my money on him. He's right now plus 155 as well. Cooper Flag, I
Wow.
think, is phenomenal, but he hasn't done what you expected him to do. And AD's barely played, but when AD's gone, it's going to be fully on Cooper because Kyrie's still not coming back for a while. And I don't see a system where defenses are training, practicing, and their next game is the Mavericks, is only focusing on scouting on Flag. I don't think he's going to be able to do it. I think he has growing pains. I think eventually, Flag's going to be the better player, obviously. But I think this Rookie of the Year, I think they're not going to make the mistake they made in 03 and give it to the big name. They're giving it to Con.
Strong argument. Strong
Now
Okay.
argument.
let's hear it, Kenny.
Wow.
Kenny, I want to hear from you first, Kenny.
White
Let's hear
guy
it.
Where,
basketball porn going on right now.
where,
this man at the field and took another white guy. That's all fuck with you, Six. Hell yeah.
Let me hear Kenny. I want to hear Kenny's speech. I like Kenny. I want to hear Kenny
uh,
first.
Derik Queen literally had a triple double. Yesterday or day before? Derik Queen
Mm.
to me has
Yeah.
been one of the best players in the draft, but they're not giving it to somebody. If anything about the NBA, it's all narratives completely, and
Yeah.
I think that Cooper Flag's going to win it just based off the narratives alone. He's averaging 18. He played really good against the Heat the other night. I think Cooper Flag's finally finding a place to play. They're playing point guards. Yeah, I like Cooper Flag. I want to see AD play better. That would be nice too, and see if they can actually compete. So, but like, yeah, Cooper Flag by 1,000.
Okay. Okay.
Candy
Yeah,
riding with the coop.
I'm I'm kind of conflicted here because, as you guys know, off the broadcast, I haven't been the biggest Cooper Flag fan. And, shout out to my man Derik Queen getting a triple double and all that. But I feel like this is a little disrespectful to my man Coop. I mean, the last 4 games since December, he's 25-2, not jumping off the board, but he's 53% from the floor, shooting almost 90% from the free throw line. We like that. 5 free throws a game. He's getting to the line. I think he's getting more comfortable as the season progresses, getting to the basket, attacking off the bounce. So honestly, I think it's a little disrespectful, honestly, to my man Coop, man. I need y'all to give my man Coop some love, man. He's out here balling, and he looks a lot more fluid and he commands a lot more respect from the defense than I expected. I thought it would be, maybe Gordon Hayward 1.5, but now this guy's got some game, man. He's got some bounce. He's yamming on niggas' heads. He's talking shit now. And that's how he was in high school, when he was hooping up on Steph Curry and them. So, I'm gonna give Flag some love, man. I like what the field is doing. I like what Con Knipple is doing. I like what Derek Queen's doing, but I think what Coop is doing as the one on his team and the focal point pretty much since opening night. I mean, we saw Jason Kidd give him the keys to be point guard opening night.
Yeah, we
So
did.
he's drawn all that attention opening night, and he's just gotten better and better and better as the season progresses. I want to see him shoot more threes. That's really the only knock in his game. And Khan is lighting it up from three, but if he
Yeah,
starts stepping out behind that 3 point line, you're talking about a true three-level scorer. So I'm gonna shout out to my man Coop, man. You doing your thing, bro.
he is. He is. I'll give you
Yeah,
that. That was some good points.
as the resident Mavs fan, of course, I'm gonna have to ride by Coop. I do apologize for trying to trade you for Giannis. I would still do that in a heartbeat. just in terms of playing the odds. But I do love what Cooper Flag is doing. He's already showing the versatile toolkit that made him one of the safest floor bets that we've seen from a prospect in a long time. And he's also flashing the high ceiling that could make him a superstar one day. Like a lot of people don't believe he can be a 1A on a title team, but I think it's a little too early to write that off. And as disastrous as his run at point guard was to begin the season, and
Mhm.
obviously that shouldn't be his primary game. He's a little too much of a connective piece to be doing that, but I do think that's going to help him in the long run. Just that
Mhm.
kind of baptism by fire, immediately learning the ball pressure and the
Definitely.
speed of the league
Definitely.
and how to
Definitely.
handle that. Like, even
Yeah.
if he struggled at first, like, I do think that'll help him in the long run. And yeah, I just think,
Yeah.
you hear the field and you want to take the field. I mean, it sounds like a better bet, but Cooper Flag came in like stamped, and he's only proving why he is that way. And I think as either the Mavs are going to start playing better with AD, or they're going to ship AD off, and they're going to focus even more on developing Cooper Flag in the youth movement. Either way, that's going to help him build his
Yeah.
case. Of the field here, I do believe that Derik Queen is probably the dark horse money bet. I mean, at plus 1,200, you can get in
Mhm.
early now. The
Mhm.
Pelicans are handing him the keys to their offense. They're just having people cut all over him. They
Yeah.
like what they've seen from him as an
I mean,
offensive hub. So, just in terms of odds and value at plus 1,200, I don't think you can get better than that. I
Hmm.
mean, people on Twitter
Yeah.
know me as a Sean Knipple hater, so I don't want to speak too much
really.
on him. But I do think there's room for him to regress a bit to the mean as people
Mhm.
get more tape on him
Yeah.
and start playing to his weaknesses and stuff. But yeah, just in terms of odds alone, and I mean, like, I don't want to say that Derik Queen is vindicating the Joe Dumars trade from last draft, but it definitely looks a little bit better. How do y'all feel about that, Boog? I know you had some strong feelings about it coming in.
Yeah, I appreciate it is nothing against Derek Queen personally. I think he's a fine player. Like you said, he is showing flashes of, being the guy that you would trade up to go get. But I mean, with a trade like that, I mean, you can't do that. You can't trade picks when you're the Pelicans and you're 3-22 now. So clearly, it wasn't the right choice. I don't care about the basketball nerds defending it. Jeremiah Fears is fine, but I mean, you probably could have just taken Derek Queen at 7 and avoided all of this, But now you don't have your pick, and you are probably the worst team in the league. Zion's not coming back for the foreseeable future. I'm seeing him in some trade scuttlebutt. So this is worst case scenario for me. And yeah, as many flashes as Derik Queen is going to show, as many triple doubles as he may get, it doesn't justify trade mortgaging your future like that in a team that's where your best guard is DeJounte Murray, who isn't playing until God knows when. And Willie Green, hates Jordan Poole, so he's not playing his ass. So it's a
Right.
disaster. Shout out to the people in New Orleans, though. Y'all are great. I'll be in New Orleans next week for some work. But yeah, you don't trade unprotected picks. That's the cardinal rule of the NBA. You just don't do that, especially when you're a bad team. In the best conference, you're in the West as well. So it's asinine to say anything else.
I'll go ahead and hop on here. I like what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. I think it's a good take what you're saying. The only problem I have with it is to get a quality player, a good elite player, is different. You get a quality starter, good quality role player, yeah, cool. But a quality elite player, now that's just different. And Derik Queen has shown flashes of an elite player. That's worth 2, 3, maybe even 4 picks because they don't come every day.
No,
Like,
no
look at every
way.
single draft. Look at this past draft. Cooper Flag, yes, but outside of that, who knew who was going to be good? And the chance of you getting the first pick, even when you're the worst team in the NBA, we know is not high. I know the percentage is actually. How often does the last team actually get the first pick? So, in my opinion, if you can get an elite player, he is worth draft picks, especially if he's a franchise player. Now, I know let's pump the brakes. Derik Queen's
I
not
mean,
dead
if he was
yet,
that good, why
but
didn't you take him at 7? You had the 7th pick. You took Jeremiah Fierce.
hey, hindsight is 2020. You can't use hindsight.
Okay.
You can't think that
Okay.
they made a bold move, and right now it's paying off. It's paying off. They're doing what they're giving him the keys now, and he doesn't have help
It's
because
three. They're
Zion
three and
isn't playing.
22. How's it paying off?
He doesn't have help because Zion's not there, DeJounte's not there. His best 2 teammates aren't on the court, and he's still going out there and performing. You can't expect a man to win before he even knows how to play in the NBA yet. But he's showing flashes. He's showing you build around him, there's something. And that's
Build
what you
around him
give
with
up
what? You
help for.
traded your pick for next year. What are you building with?
You got players to trade. DeJounte's a great player. Let's not act like if he comes back next season, he can't be great. Zion has shown
All
he
right.
can be an elite
Zion has
talent.
showed that he's a fucking porn addict who's only gonna play 35 games a year. What the hell are you talking about?
That doesn't mean you can't trade him at least.
Trade him.
They have assets. I think that this team can build around Queen. I think that something can happen in New Orleans. Obviously, they're not winning no finals anytime soon, but they can be competitive at least in the next couple of years with this guy if he continues to show what he's shown.
You know what would have also looked great next to Derik Queen? AJ Diabasanto. That's how you say his name. They didn't trade his
Stop.
unprotected. Whatever. Devonta. This
I'm with you. I'm with you.
BYU guy.
There
The
you
guy,
go. That's
the guy that the guy that went Mormon for like $11 million.
yes. That brother. Shout out
You
to
don't
you.
you would have had that player in New Orleans. You didn't have to send an unprotected first round pick to Atlanta. They didn't. There was no need. You had multiple players, you had multiple other picks. Sending an unprotected first round pick to another team that is looking really good with their young talent for what? Like, yes, Derik Queen has worked out, but like they're not winning games. So I don't until they start winning games, this trade won't really look well.
Well,
And they're 3-22, right? Just let's focus on this season. Like this season, they have Derik Queen, they can develop him, but they're trading Zion, they're letting DeJounte Murray probably gonna go. Like you would have liked that unprotected first round pick to build around Derik Queen. Is all I'm saying.
right. And that's a great point. I 100% get that. But let me ask you this. Before the season, there was a reason that they thought they were going to be good. They thought they were going to Zion. They thought they were going to DeJounte. And did you guys not take the over on the Pelicans? Did you guys not also think
Against my will.
this
It
would
was
be a
against
good team? Did
against
you
I
my
guys not
will.
also
Against my
think this would
will. I
be a
took
good
the
team?
Pelicans over.
Come
Yes,
on
against
now.
my
So
will. I
let's not
was
act like
held
in
at gunpoint,
hindsight.
dude.
I did I did like the Pelicans team, but I didn't know they traded an unprotected first
I
round
did
pick.
it.
I didn't. I'm a
Yeah,
casual.
I think I think Six made some good
I
points. I
hated
do
it.
think
I
that
hated it.
I do think that first round picks can get a little bit overvalued in the NBA, especially with the
Yes.
flattening of the odds. Like you never really know who's going to land those top picks that make a difference. And of course, like the Pelicans don't make that trade if they know ahead of time that they're going to be 3-22 at this point in the season, of course. And my understanding from covering the Pelicans for a little bit last year was that Joe Dumars was hired with a playoff mandate for this year. Like his intention was never even considering that this team would be this disastrous. However, the problem is that you still have to put some insurance for yourself. Like even if you protect that pick top 3, like the Hawks probably still do that. And that points to the larger problem of this is that this deal just kind of paints the picture that Joe Dumars doesn't really have an understanding of the league landscape today. Like taking a look around the league, like I was very motivated to pick the Pelicans over because not only the collection of talent they had in place, but because they were trying to win. And a lot of teams in the league this year aren't trying to win. And it's because of this incoming draft class that has Debonsa and Cam Boozer and Darren Peterson and Koa Piet and all these potential franchise cornerstones. And to not have an understanding of that, I think he wasted an opportunity and he broke his team's own back by not doing the research. And like the biggest thing for me is that you could have still got Derik Queen without giving up that much. There's just no way that that was the
Absolutely.
only deal that was available. You had trade chips, you had other firsts to give up. You can protect your first. You have trade Herb Jones. Everyone fucking loves Herb Jones.
Yes.
And
I
clearly he
like
doesn't fit the timeline in New Orleans. Like there's other things he could have done, but credit where credit is due. He saw Derik Queen. He was enamored with his talent, and he went and got his guy, and it is paying off for him. I don't think that that completely vindicates the trade, but it certainly makes it look a hell of a lot better. But
Andy.
speaking of,
Let me ask you about this. You said that Joe DeMars doesn't have a hold on the NBA landscape now, but is Zion Williamson not the modern power forward? Is he not the pinnacle
He
of a modern
doesn't
power forward?
play.
But we're not
He
talking about
doesn't
that because
play.
obviously
He doesn't play.
these moves that they're making is under the assumption that Zion is going to be healthy. They
And
wouldn't make these moves unless.
that's a bad assumption. The guy has never, when has he ever
yeah,
been healthy?
I'm
Never.
not
When?
disagreeing with that.
When?
Not disagreeing
Do
with that.
you
But
like Andy has said it multiple times. What is it about you got to play the cards that you have, not the cards around the other people have around the table. You got to play the cards that you have. This man is a BBL bandit, okay? He fucking run around with Mariah Mills instead of working on a fucking
Yep.
jump shot. Like this is not a
Yep.
serious guy who's gonna take you anywhere, man. It's not
no,
happening. Not
for
with
sure,
him,
for
not
sure.
in this situation, not in this timeline, not in any Doctor Strange universe right now. It's not happening. You have
Right,
to know that
right.
going into the season. It's your
Yeah.
job to know
yeah.
that.
No,
And
for
I'm so
sure, for
I
passionate
sure.
about
think
this because I root for bad teams on a regular. This is the shit that bad teams do, and the fans suffer. I feel for the people in New Orleans who have to watch this fucking bullshit. The 3-22, they're as bad as the Wizards. What the fuck are we talking
yeah,
about?
like as
Common denominator,
as an
Jordan Poole.
NBA GM and especially one taking over the Pelicans, you do have to look at Zion as your cornerstone and like build around him, obviously. But you also have to know like what you have on hand and you have to be prepared for the worst case scenario, which with him is more common than not. Like, we
Yeah.
a few episodes ago we did who ends with more career games, Zion Williamson or Ben Simmons. And I mean
Looking
I
like
laugh at the
man.
question, but it's really not that crazy of a
It's not that
situation. Like
crazy.
it's
He's got
definitely
he's
possible.
yeah. He's got to play like
Yeah.
150 more games. Is he gonna play 150 more games?
I mean, at the pace he's
I don't
on, it
think
doesn't
so.
look like it, but he
If
did miss
anything,
1 year. I don't know if that actually helped him, but
He's not playing 150 games in New Orleans. That's for sure.
No.
Yeah, absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
that's the panic meter with the Pelicans is high, but that's enough NBA talk. Let's talk about panic meters in the NFL. We've had a lot of teams kind of sounding the alarms here with the last week of games. We've got the Chiefs losing to the Texans, the Colts losing to the Jaguars, Duval, and losing their
Uh,
franchise quarterback, RIP Daniel Jones, RIP Riley Leonard, RIP Philip Rivers soon as a 44-year-old man taking the field.
Grandpa Rivers.
We had the Ravens lose, the Eagles
Browns.
lose, the Cowboys lose, the Bears lose. The
Bloodbath.
Lions did get a big win, but they have their backs against the wall too. So out of those teams, I wanted y'all to rank which team should be panicking the most. And again, that's the Chiefs, the Colts, the Ravens, the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Lions, and the Bears. Which one of y'all wants to start here?
Look, let me hop in here. I'm
Go
gonna tell you
ahead.
straight, the Chiefs, the Chiefs, the Chiefs, the Chiefs. Now the Lions, I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs. I think they need to panic, but I don't think they need to panic as much. The team who needs to panic because they need to go, I don't know, go tickle a leprechaun's balls. I don't know how they're gonna make the playoffs. The Chiefs, they have a tough schedule. I don't think they're going to finish this schedule, or actually, excuse me, they have an easy schedule. I do think they're going to finish positive in the schedule, but what they don't have is they don't have the wins on their side. They're 6-7, under 500 for I don't know. Was this the first time half after the halfway mark that Patrick Mahomes has been negative in his career? Like this
Mhm.
is crazy. They do have a Chargers team divisional game. I don't see them winning that, to be honest. They have another game against the Broncos. I don't see them winning that, to be honest. I do see them being the Titans and the Raiders, obviously. But with that said, I still see them losing at a guaranteed at least one game between Chargers Broncos if they even take one of them. They're not making the playoffs. They need to panic or just go ahead and start booking their flights to Cancun.
Mhm.
Let me hear it, Ben. Let's hear it, Ben. Let's hear what Benjamin has to say with his Duval shirt on.
Hey, shout out to the WDYA Rays, baby. West Duval, baby. No, I'm gonna echo your sentiment, Six. I think it's the Chiefs. I wanted to put the Ravens one, but I think it's the Chiefs because if you look at that Texans game, that was the most recent one. I mean, they were panicking in that game. You could tell they
In
were
that game.
panicking.
In that
Going
game.
for it
Panicking,
on your
panicking, going
going for
crazy.
it on your own 30, 31 is insane. Is
Sickening.
insane. And that's the kind of move
Regardless,
you make as a coach when you're fucking panicking and you know your team isn't good and you know that you need every single yard that you can get. So I'm going with the Chiefs. They have to be panicking right now. They have no run game. Their defense is, spag special is bend but don't break. They
Yeah,
can only bend so far before they actually break. So
exactly.
and
Exactly.
I would watch out for that Raiders game, week 18. I'd watch out for that. I watch out for
Listen,
that. I
We,
wouldn't.
Kenny,
Pay,
we
I
love the
wouldn't.
Raiders around here.
I want to hear
Yes, we
Kenny's
do.
take. Kenny, you going with your own team, the Colts, or what you going with, Kenny?
as a homer, yes, the Colts panic meter is at the all-time high. Obviously,
They did sign a
uh,
grandpa.
it's pretty much like the Titanic. It's like smooth sailing, like, and then at the 3/4 mark, it's just boom, 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 and like this Jags loss
Iceberg.
wouldn't even have been that crazy if like we didn't collapse against the Chiefs and then collapse against the
Yeah.
Texans. We were gonna lose in Jacksonville. We haven't won in 12 years. But like losing the 2 games before that and then the Jags game, the iceberg has been hit.
And
It's
and Danny
over.
Dimes maybe until
Iceberg.
next year too. Like
Danny Dimes is gone. I don't
he
know.
Yeah.
tore his Achilles.
He tore his Achilles.
Achilles. Jason
I don't
Tatum
know
stuff.
if I'm a GM personally, I'm not paying for that again. And we traded 2 first-round picks, so we probably have to. Guess what? We're probably getting for pretty cheap, honestly. So I guess
That
I
injury
guess that's a
discount.
win. Injury
Oh,
discount.
you don't know that Daniel Jones is a fucking bandit. He gonna stick y'all niggas up.
I heard you guys are going to franchise
But
tag him, actually.
I'm a Zach here for another team for the Eagles. I think the Eagles panic meter
Mm.
should be pretty high.
Shout out
Uh,
Q.
Yeah, this is not great, really. Like the Chargers game was pretty winnable to me.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts had 2 turnovers on 1 play.
Yeah.
He did. He
It's-
Yeah,
did.
that was pretty crazy.
you don't win games, and they could have won. Like they were in the red zone in overtime. Like it wasn't an unwinnable situation, but
Mhm.
time and time again, Jalen Hurts kept throwing into double coverage.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. He had
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
protection. The run game was working. Jalen Hurts needs to play better, and he has not played
Yeah.
better. And it's been on
Mhm.
Patullo. Y'all Eagles fans bombing this guy's house with eggs. Like, go bomb
That's
Jalen
crazy.
Hurts mansion. That dude's making 150
With
million.
eggs. With
And-
eggs.
With
yes,
eggs.
sorry.
With eggs.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. With eggs.
With eggs.
Go throw eggs at Jalen Hurts' house. Like, what is you're mad at the
The
offensive
Casuals
coordinator?
podcast
Hold on.
does
You
not
get mad.
endorse domestic terrorism.
No, I do believe Kevin Patullo is also a terrorist, and I also think
Right. But
he's a big reason for Jalen Hurts' struggles.
that's fair. That's whatever. But this guy's on the field making the money. All right. At the end of the day,
I mean, yeah,
you're the
ultimately
quarterback.
he's on the field.
You're the quarterback.
Yep.
Throwing
Yep.
4 picks is ridiculous, and he could have
Yeah.
thrown 7. He could have thrown 7.
Kenny, let
Yeah.
me ask you
That was
this.
the worst performance I've seen.
Let me ask you this. They're 1.5 games above the Cowboys. You know, and the Cowboys, they could win out. They have Vikings, Chargers, Commanders, Giants. They could
Mhm.
very well win out that schedule.
Mhm.
The Eagles have Raiders, Commanders, Bills, Commanders. So the Bills game they'll probably lose. So what game out of the 2 Commanders or that Raiders game, which one are they dropping? Because they're a game and a half up. They gotta lose 2.
Hey, to the Eagles fans out there, I'm sorry, man, but y'all are the Colts of the NFC. Like y'all just gonna collapse just like us, man. Like it does not look great. It does not look great. 3 losses in a row against decent opponents where you had a chance to win this late in the season.
It's looking rough.
Jalen Hurts,
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts. Look at me. No Disney World this year, buddy. It's like that.
Oh, that boat's the rocket.
Yeah, just
All
based
right,
on
Andy,
vibes
let's hear
alone,
it.
I do think. Yeah, I think the Eagles is a good shout just based on vibes alone. Like even if they make the playoffs, like unless they have a coming to Jesus moment, which maybe they could because of Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni. Like that's what they're known for. But yeah, on vibes alone, I do think the panic meter for Philly is way up there. Personally, I would ride with the Colts because their problems are not just for this season, but for moving forward.
Shocker.
I mean, they traded 2 first-round picks for Sauce Gardner. So
They
they got to
did.
figure out what direction they want to go. They can't draft a quarterback.
all
The
in.
quarterback market is going to be pretty rough this offseason as well.
Mhm.
But I
Phillip
mean,
Rivers,
there's some good names
3-year
out there.
contract.
Maybe Kyler Murray. I like Kyler Murray to the Colts. I think that they can do something there.
Ooh, I think you just
I think he
Yeah.
could
that's
do well in
nasty.
Shane Steichen's offense playing in a dome.
There's a good chance.
I do want to give a shout to Baltimore as well, for the same reason as the Colts, because I do think their problems extend beyond this season. Like Namdi Matabike, like they're talking about him retiring with a neck injury, and he's one of their best
Oh,
defensive
wow.
players.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry might not be fully washed yet, but he's certainly on his way there. We don't know what is going on with Lamar Jackson and if it's an injury thing, like when does that let up? Like does he just need an offseason to heal, or is this just who he is now? Like do
Mhm.
they have to rely on his pocket passing?
To be
What's going to go
fair,
on with John Harbaugh?
Yeah.
to be
I do-
fair, the Ravens did start 1-5 though. I feel like their panic was already in the beginning of the season, and they won a couple good,
That's
like
true.
decent games. But who did they beat? The Bears and the Dolphins and a couple other shitty teams. Like, then they played the Steelers this week, and what happened? Like, they're not a good team.
John
Yeah.
Harbaugh should be
Maybe they
panicking.
have
He's-
been on 10, but
Mhm.
I think
Mhm.
that
I do wanna
if they
defend
don't
the
make playoffs,
Chiefs.
Harbaugh might be gone.
Yeah, he's got the hottest seat
yeah,
of all these
I see
coaches.
that for
Honestly,
sure.
he's got the hottest seat for sure.
I think Lamar's gonna have to leave Baltimore if he wants to win a title. And I think he might. I think he might pull Stafford eventually.
But yeah, I want to defend the Chiefs real quick. I know everyone's jumping ship. and I don't blame you for it. I mean, their backs are absolutely pressed up against the wall now. They don't control their own destiny, even if they happen to win out. But I do still see a path for them to make the playoffs. And honestly, it's not that difficult of a path.
Run the call,
They
Roger.
just have to leap the Chargers. And I know the Chargers got a big win against the Eagles, but I think that says way more about the Eagles than it does about the Chargers. The Chiefs and the Chargers play this week. If they take care of business against that, they just need the Chargers to lose one more game if Kansas City manages to win out. And LA has the Dallas Cowboys, the Houston Texans, and the Denver Broncos left on the slate.
Okay.
And without their top two starting tackles, with an anemic running game, with an old and overrated defense, it's not out of the realm of possibility for them to lose all of those games, to be honest. So I'm not panicking yet on the Chiefs. They should be panicked because they got to turn it up. But yeah, I definitely still see a
I love
path for
that.
them. And if they can get into the postseason, I'm not betting against Mahomes. But yep, we got
Chargers are known to
a
choke.
preview for this upcoming week. So let's go ahead and just jump into our games here. First one on the slate is the Falcons at the Buccaneers, one of the worst Thursday night games we've had this season. The Falcons
It'll
are
still be
getting
better than
points.
Colts Broncos from a couple years ago. I can promise you that.
Sorry, Al. I'm sorry
Yeah.
they're doing this to you, Uncle Al. They shouldn't be doing this to my mans, bro. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Falcons are getting 4.5 points on the spread. Canny, you've been a big lover of the Falcons this season. Why don't you start us off in this one?
A lover. That was crazy. No, fuck the Falcons. They've lost. They've had 8 straight losing seasons this
Jeez.
season included. Raheem Morris has the lowest winning head coaching win percentage over the last 3 years. This team is trash, but the Bucks are also struggling. But I think the Bucks are still vying for that division spot at 4. If they want, I'm taking the Bucks in this. I think the
Yeah.
Bucks want the win.
Yeah.
They're at home. They had a tough loss last week, but I think if the Bucks can pull it together against this pussy ass Falcons team, they could try.
Yeah, I'll hop on here.
Sick.
I think that's a pretty strong take, and I don't hate the take. I think this isn't going to be a close game. I agree with him. The Bucks are going to make a strong push, and I still do think the Bucks eventually take this division this year. I think the Panthers are a really good team sneaking up behind, but this is the Bucks division to lose. The Falcons are not a good team. Kirk Cousins is not a good quarterback. Drake London is out, and you know who's back this week? I didn't think he was going to make it back. I don't know how he's back. I don't know if they put an implant into his collarbone. I don't know. He was itching to play last week. He was a limited participant in
Get to the
practice
point
all
6.
of last week. Mike Evans. He's going to be here. He's going
We
to
don't care
take
about
over
you. Who
this
you picked
game.
up to lose in the first round of fantasy?
I don't even have Mike Evans. I only have Mike Evans. My receivers
You-
are better. With that said, though, Mike Evans is going to have a good week. The Bucks are going to win by more than 5 points.
Okay, Bug.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bucks as well. I think Kirk Cousins for me, I told this to Canny. I think Kirk Cousins for me is approaching Jacoby Brissett territory. I might just have to bet against you every time I see you. This is a Falcons team that lost to the Jets. So yeah, if the Bucks can't cover this, man, they shouldn't even make the playoffs, honestly.
Yeah, that's fair. I do think, honestly, Atlanta should have got a shout in our panic meter teams. Michael Penix does not look like a franchise quarterback, and he's injured all the damn time. Drake London is injured. This franchise looks like it has no idea what it's going or what direction it wants to go in. They also don't have a first round pick this season. They're giving it to the Rams. So, as great as the Rams look, they might be adding a top 6, 7 pick to that roster. So, shout out to the Falcons for that one.
Is
Good
Joe
luck with that
Dumars
one,
the Falcons
Six.
GM too?
Hey, he might have connections. He loves the Hawks,
Deadass.
apparently. So yeah, that's gonna give us a sweep for sure for the Bucks here. They need this one. They need to have a good showing. They can't just win. I mean, everyone's ready to jump ship. And yeah, Mike Evans, if he wants to keep that 1,000-yard streak going, he's gonna have to get to work here. 250 yards a game to end the season. I think he can do it.
Yeah.
I believe in Mike.
But let's move on. We got another casuals head-to-head. Jets going into Duval to take on the red-hot Jacksonville Jaguars. Boog, you want to open us up here?
Oh, Andy, I'm so glad you tossed it to me for this. I've been mulling over this game for all week. I don't know. I'm so conflicted right now because I got my Duval shirt on because I'm trying to ingratiate myself in the good graces of the Jags fans here. But man, the Jets have just kind of been some assholes with these big spreads, man. Like they beat the Falcons. They covered against another big spread they were up against. I can't remember off the top of my head who that was, but I 13 and a half is a lot of points. That might be the most points I've ever seen the Jags favored. And I'm gonna take the Jags, man. I'm gonna take the 13 and a half.
Duval.
I think this Jags defense is legit. And if the Jets had anybody besides, the DoorDash guy who snitched on my man Moore when he was dropping off the plan B playing quarterback. If they had anybody else besides him playing quarterback, I might be inclined to take the plus 13 and a half with the Jets here. But at home, I'm taking the Jags. This defense is nasty, and I honestly don't see how the Jets even score, 10 points in this game. So give me the Jags. Give me Saxonville. Let's go. Duval, baby.
Yeah, I think that's a great take,
Straps,
and
though.
just to build off of that, I'm a Seahawk fan at first, of course, always will be, but my second team is always gonna be my hometown, Duval.
Wow.
I'm right with the Jaguars. Their defense looks good. They're a good football team. They're hot, hot, hot. They're
Mhm.
looking to go to the playoffs. I think they actually might win this division, to be honest. They put a beat down on the Colts last week. Sorry, Kenny. But I think I'm going with the Jags. I'm riding out ETN butt all day long, baby. Let's go. I need ETN to just continue doing what he's doing because he's been eating. Trevor Lawrence, yeah. But that defense, they're going to win this game.
Yeah.
They're going to win by more than 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
hear it, Kenny.
Kenny,
Let's hear
you
it, Kenny.
riding with the Jags again?
I've been a Jets sympathizer all season, I would say. But yeah, I'm not
Prisoner, I think is
taking.
the word.
Yeah, the King Bug prison of hell.
Yeah.
You're not riding with Brady Cook, dude?
I am not riding with I'm not riding with the DoorDasher that snitched on Shamar Moore with the plan B. I'm not. I'm gonna take the Jags at home. It doesn't seem like the Jets are gonna be viable to play anybody. The Jags are healthy, playing well, can't be stopped. The only person I feel like the Jags like their must-win game is again. Do you guys play the Texans again?
No.
No, we already played both. We have the Broncos is our last
Oh
tough
yeah,
matchup.
that's probably that one may be a little bit rough. So
You
I
guys
think
play
that
Philip
they have.
Rivers and Colts.
If the Jags are for real, which they are, they're gonna conquer this game.
Yeah, I feel that too. I mean, the Jaguars are leading the division. They're well in the playoff picture, but everyone's still hesitant about the Jaguars, and it's understandable. They need to do what great teams do, and that's beat up on bad teams. And I do think they're going to be able to do that here. Brady Cook came in and threw 2 picks in his first taste of NFL action, and that was against a pretty terrible Dolphins defense. So I think
Mhm.
Anthony Campanelli and his guys are going to be chomping at the bits here. The pass rush is going to get going. Brees Hall is the only redeeming quality of the Jets offense right now, and the Jags just gave up their first 70-yard rusher, and that was Jonathan Taylor, and he barely got there. So I think they're going to be able to take Brees out of the game pretty easily and then make life hell for Brady Cook. Trevor Lawrence is a roller coaster, of course. We don't like to say people are due, but a lot of people are going to think he's due for a bad game. But I think he's been heating up with Jacoby Myers. He refound his deep connection with BTJ, so I'm not too worried about that. And I also don't think he's going to have to do much in this game. I mean, the Dolphins ran all over the damn Jets. I think ETN's going to have a big game. I think Tootin's going to have a big game, and they're going to handle the spread pretty comfortably. But we got another AFC South game. This time it's the Cardinals going on the road for the Houston Texans, another team that's on fire. The Texans are trying to make a push for the division. It's definitely within arm's reach. Jacoby Brissett and the Cardinals are getting 9.5 points. Bug, I know you're not a big Jacoby Brissett believer, and I know how much you love the Texans, my Duval boy.
I sure do. Shout out Megan Stallion. Hey, if Klay Thompson ever fuck up, I'm in there. But yeah, I'm going with the Texans again. It's my rule, my cardinal rule, no pun intended. I'm betting against Jacoby Brissett. I don't care how many passes you throw, my nigga. I don't give a fuck about Michael Wilson. This is probably the best defense in the league. They're at home. Yes, it's a big spread, but Texans have been pretty good against the spread this year, so I feel pretty comfortable taking them here by 10. I'm honestly surprised it's this low. I think Vegas is giving us a field goal here, so I'm gonna take that. Give me the Texans.
I think Vegas just doesn't like CJ Stroud. I think
that's fair. That's
fair.
But
to piggyback back off of the book, yeah, taking the Texans. This is too easy. The Cardinals have no running game. Jacoby Brissett is throwing 50 times out there. Gannon's out. The GM's out. Shit, throw the owner away. The Texans by 100.
I mean, I hear you guys. The only thing
He's
is
gonna do it.
Jacoby Brissett has been putting up numbers.
He's gonna
The
do
Cardinals have been, having some good games randomly. No, I'm just kidding. Texans been mollywopping. Their defense is outstanding. They have a great defense from the pass to the rush. They're going to give Jacoby Brissett hell. The running game is non-existent. The offense for the Texans is improving week by week. I was very impressed with Stroud. Last week, I thought he made some great throws in clutch times. The Texans are going to easily clap this team as they fight for the division. Easy. Texans by 20. No, maybe not 20, but definitely at least 10 or 13.
All right. Well, the Casuals could be on their way to history here with 3 straight sweeps to begin the week, but I'm hitting the fadeaway. I'm riding with Jacoby Brissett. Fuck the Texans. I do not believe in
your
CJ
heart,
Stroud.
not your head.
No, this is my head, and my head and my eyeballs tell me that CJ Stroud is not to be trusted. The Texans' run game is not to be trusted. I do think they're going to get this win. I think I can comfortably say that, but I don't think they have the offense to hit a blowout against a Cardinals team that has nothing to play for except to run up numbers for Jacoby Brissett and Michael Wilson, whether it's backdoor or it's just way closer than people think throughout the contest. I do think the Cardinals cover here. I mean, Chris Collinsworth and a lot of people were glazing CJ Stroud for what he did in that Chiefs game when he passed for under 50% completion.
Hey,
and
okay.
had 10 points for 45 minutes until Andy Reid gave him a free one. But yeah, no, I do not believe in CJ Stroud. If the Chiefs could just wrap up on 2 of those sacks, I don't think anyone would be glazing him right now, and I don't think they'll be glazing him after this game either. So I'm hitting the fade. I'm taking the points and the Cards. This next game should be a lot closer contested, though. We've got an AFC East showdown, the Bills and the Patriots, possibly the game of the week. The Patriots got the Bills in the first one resoundingly, but the Bills are favored by 1.5 here, 6. How do you feel about that? You think that's disrespectful to Drake May?
I think Drake May's been phenomenal. He has, and he's been the better quarterback this year, I guess. I can't say that with full confidence because Josh Allen has been phenomenal. He's been carrying this offense. James Cook has had a great season, but dude, come on now. Josh Allen is Josh Allen, just like Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. I'm riding with Josh Allen. They're not going to lose this division. Patriots are cool. Yeah, hey, we got good quarterbacks. It's Tom Brady. Hey, busted. The only good thing about Boston is Celtics. The rest of Boston is shit. I think that the Patriots are not going to win this division. The Bills are taking it. Josh Allen's a vet. Ben, back me up, man.
I'm 6. I'm with you, man. These are 2 teams. Obviously rivals of the Jets. I hate them both. So
You're not fine with the Patriots.
I'm not riding with the Pats, man.
No way.
I don't believe they had a shammy schedule. It's fake. This isn't real. Yes, they've been good against the spread this year, but their two losses have been at home. So, maybe there is something that Boston Celtics is the only good thing there because they dropped two at home already, and the Bills need this game to keep up with it in the division race. So I'm rolling with the better quarterback. I know it's supposed to be Drake May and the numbers, and it's all nice. You haven't thrown for 300 yards, my nigga. I'm not crowning
Tell
shit
him. I haven't
until
seen
you.
it.
Joe Flacco is 45 years old and threw for 450.
Early
Philip
on.
Rivers might come off the street. Grandpa Phil might come off the street and throw for 300 before this nigga. So yeah, I'm going with the Bills, man. I'm going with the Bills. Give me Superman, dog.
That's funny.
Give me Superman.
Yeah, you guys make some great points, and I'm gonna join y'all because I'm so unsure about this game. I'm gonna go with the Bills. I'm going with the Bills. The Patriots defense to me is very strong. Josh Allen hasn't played well against a top defense, really, for me to say comfortably to take the Bills. But like y'all said, the Bills need this win to stay in the division race. They already lost to them already. They still got a harder schedule than them. So yeah, they gotta win this game. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bills.
Yeah, that is going to give us another sweep. I am riding with the Bills here. I'm not quite as confident like Kenny said, but in a game this big, I'm going to ride with the more proven team and the more proven player. And I also don't think the Patriots are going to be able to take advantage of the Bills' run defense the way they did the first time around. I do have Travion Henderson on my fantasy team, and it would be great if he was able to pull that off again. But I just don't see it happening for a second time. If it did, I don't care what the record is. Sean McDermott's got to be out of there. You're supposed to be a
Absolutely.
defensive head coach, and the Bills' defense has let them down time and time again in the playoffs. And if you lose this division because Travion Henderson gets 300 on you two times in the season, yeah, you got to be out, my dog.
You gotta go.
Yeah.
But all right, we previewed this game a little
that no
bit
sweep?
earlier. It's the Chargers at the Chiefs. The Chargers are getting 4.5 points on the road. I think 6 is the biggest believer in Mahomes and the Chiefs' magic, aside from me. So I'm gonna let him start this one.
Yeah, no, I would love to start this because, like I just said a game ago, it's Josh Allen. It's Patrick Mahomes, dude. Patrick Mahomes. We compared him to Tom Brady for a reason before already. The Chiefs, it's really hard to see. I know I said they're in panic mode. The reason why I think they're in panic mode is because I don't think they're completely out of it, and I do still believe in the love between Roger Goodell and the Chiefs. I don't see a way for the Chiefs. You guys remember that B-Dubs commercial where they would like turn on the sprinklers and like affect games? That's gonna
Yes.
happen. The Chiefs are
Yeah.
not gonna miss the playoffs. So they can't see Chiefs. They have Patrick Mahomes, they have Andy Reid, they have Travis Kelsey, sorry. But there's just no
Don't even
way.
mention him, bro.
There's just no way that this team is going to miss playoffs. I also fully believe the Chargers are one of the biggest choke jobs in the NFL. They're the Mets of the NFL. Don't get me started on my baseball team. But the Chargers are the biggest choke artists in the NFL. I'm riding with the Chiefs 4.5. Kenny, I know you doing it. You ride with the Chiefs. Let me hear it, Kenny.
No, the fuck I'm not.
Oh!
This Chiefs team is Garbo. Garbo, man. Garbo, man. Garbo, man. Garbo. Garbage.
We thought you had an alliance.
85. Listen, before that fourth down on Sunday night, they were 85% with Patrick Mahomes on fourth down. That's an insane stat. So I understand why
Anyways,
Andy
they
Reid
go
went
for it.
for it. But this whole season, it's been just ass. Just
Yeah.
Travis Kelsey, ass. Rasheed Rice,
interceptions.
a couple great games. He got cracked. Pause today. Yeah, on Sunday. This Chiefs team
did.
is cooked, man. I don't see it. I don't if Roger Goodell still liked the Chiefs, I don't think they'd have a losing record, in my opinion. I don't think any team that Roger Goodell ever has liked has a losing record that he wants to put up on the mantle. So no, I'm going with the Chargers. I'm going with Justin Herbert. He has the same stats as Patrick Mahomes this season with a higher completion percentage. This is the lowest Patrick Mahomes has passed ever in his career. He doesn't have his deep ball. I don't know what's wrong. but yeah, I don't like how Patrick Mahomes has played, and to me, he's my second favorite greatest quarterback of all time because of the sit I've seen in the past. I have not seen it this season, but I've not even seen a little bit. Like it's not been like
Yeah.
sparks of it or this and that. Like against the Colts, like you got a pass interference call that got you to the 5. Like there was so much shit that was happening for him. But like he was making so many great plays consistently, and it's just very rare and in between. And I don't buy into that. I think Justin Herbert showed against a really tough Eagles defense that they can play. And yeah, I definitely think that Justin Herbert is going to come in here and win. I think people have been calling the Chargers fake for 3 weeks now, or ever since the Jags lost, but they've bounced back and won a couple good games. So I'm gonna go with the Chargers.
Okay, Bug.
Uh, wow, man, a lot of passion here. I fucking love it. Um, I'm not as down on Mahomes. You know, I'm a Mahomes guy, so I'm not. I do like Mahomes. It is. I think the problems in KC are above him. I think it's on a general manager level. I think at the trade deadline, when they, the Jets said they would give Brees Hall up for a third, and they only wanted to give up a fourth or a fifth. I think they should have made a move, got a running back, help out your franchise guy some way, do what the Patriots did for Brady, make some trades, make some moves, do something. So, and the big man Andy Reid, I think he might be maybe a little over the hills because some of these decisions he's making are not sound. I don't know if the Chargers win this game outright, but I don't trust the Chiefs enough to be 4.5 point favorites at this point in the season over anybody. Their defense is good, yes, but the Eagles' defense was also good, and Justin Herbert didn't play great, but they did enough to kind of keep themselves in the game. I think Jim Harbaugh is a good coach. I think he'll find a way to exploit some of the KC weaknesses. So I don't know if they went
Good
outright, but
matchup.
I think Vegas is giving us two free points here. I think this should be 2.5 instead of 4.5. And I'm gonna take those. I'm gonna take that. Give me the Chargers.
Okay. Yep, that's gonna give us our first split. I've been riding with the Chiefs all season. I'm gonna ride with them again here. I do wish it was 2.5 for sure. That would make this a much easier bet to
Yeah.
make. But yeah, this is a not his fault season from Mahomes. I know the deep ball hasn't been there, but outside of that, he's been doing everything he can to try to muscle this team back
Absolutely.
into title contention. And whether it's the defense, I mean, honestly, they just haven't been able to make big plays when they need to. And it's not on him. I think that Andy Reid kind of fell for the Mahomes magic a little bit there, going for it on fourth from your own 30 when your defense wasn't giving up any drives for the whole second
Absolutely.
half.
Crazy
Like
call.
I like I'm pro aggression, I'm pro putting the ball in your best player's hands, but you got to think about the situation there. CJ Stroud wasn't doing shit. Punt the ball, let your defense take over, and then let Mahomes do what he does and march down the field on a
Hmm.
2-minute drill. But
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think a lot of the Chiefs' struggles this season have been situational, and now they actually have their backs fully pressed up against the wall. It's time for them to really get going, and I'm just gonna keep riding it until they're mathematically eliminated. I do still think the Chargers are fake. I mean, the Eagles did their damnedest to give that game away from the jump, and they were still in it because the Chargers are fake. And I think there's a legitimate chance they lose out from here and it starts this week. So I'm riding with the Chiefs minus 4.5. I can almost certainly say they'll win. I am worried about the spread, but let's just ride with which team I think is going to win and see what happens.
Little note
Speaking of
there:
the
Chargers 8-5 against the spread. Chiefs 5-8 against the spread. So that's
yeah,
that's
that's rough.
pretty.
You
That's
know
That
what it
is
tough.
sounds
rough.
like to me? Sounds like two sixes are about to be on the board. Chiefs 4.5.
6 God. Run
Yes,
it.
sir.
Six, 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 six,
Uh,
six.
Speaking of the fake ass Eagles, they get a good chance to have a get right game here against our beloved Raiders. The Eagles are favored by 11.5 points despite riding a 3-game losing streak, which really just speaks to the football quality that is happening in Sin City right now. Benjamin, I know how much you love Geno Smith and the Raiders as much as I do. Why don't you open us up here?
Man, this game right here, man. I don't know what the fuck to do because this is crazy. The Eagles could not have looked worse, against the Chargers on Monday. Uh,
Big line.
I have a pick penciled in, and I think I'm gonna change it on the fly. I think I'm gonna go with the
Alright.
Raiders plus 11.5. Honestly,
He's
Let's
going
I
go.
for it.
I love the Eagles defense did look great against the Chargers, but just they can't be this big favorites. They can't. I mean, how can you watch the quarterback of this team turn the ball over 5 times and still make them double digit favorites? I don't know. I don't know why you're doing it. They haven't been that great against the spread either. So I think them and the Raiders have the same record against the spread, maybe. And yeah, I'm going with the Raiders, man. It's gross. I'm doing it reluctantly, but fuck it. Like, why not? Like the Eagles. I think this game is in Philly, right? Yeah, this
Same
I
as
think
in
this
Philly.
I think this game being in Philly is actually worse. Like I think if this was on the road, I would feel a lot more comfortable. But I think like the
Interesting.
first like three and out and the boos are coming in and Ashton Genty breaks one and it's like, oh shit, we're down 7-0. I can see it getting real nasty for Jalen Hurts. I hope he has some private security going to and from the game. Protect your loved ones. Don't let no eggs in the fucking stadium. But yeah, I'm taking the Raiders, man. That's right. Let's ride. Kenny Pickett revenge game. Let's go.
Kenny Pickett. I know a thing or two about backup quarterbacks going crazy with Drew Lock went crazy against the Eagles a couple years ago, and that was great to watch. But Kenny
Mhm.
Pickett, Geno Smith, it doesn't matter. You're talking about a Super Bowl champion. Don't disrespect the Super Bowl champion, saying they don't know how to overcome adversity. They overcome adversity every year with their receiver. He has some secret tweet or something every single year. Like, come on now. This team has proven they can do it. The Raiders have proven they cannot do it. The only thing that makes me scared, and I know we all felt this last week, I believe. I think it was a sweep, is that the Pete Carroll and the Raiders are aware of the number or the spread and they shoot for it. And that's what
Yes.
scares me. That's what
Yes.
scares me about this 11.5 line. Because if you're telling me, are the Raiders just trying to beat the spread? 11.5 is a huge number. I could see them getting that back door. But with that said, I'm
You know
riding with
they
the
going for it.
Eagles. They're going for it, but I'm
You
riding with the Eagles 11.5 because Saquon Barkley had a big run finally last week. I think he's going to really heat up. He's going to win a couple of people some fantasy playoffs. Unfortunately, he won't win one for Titus in our league, but he's going to win a couple of people some fantasy playoffs, and he's going to have a really good game against the Raiders, who suck. He's going to show Ashton Genty what a true running back in the NFL looks like, a true elite running back in the NFL looks like.
Mhm.
Eagles, 11.5. Kenny, let me
Hold
hear you.
on,
I know
Kenny,
you with
please
me.
wait. Before you go, I'm so glad you brought up that Raiders cover. Analytics nerds, I hope you listening. I don't give a fuck what you say. I know when niggas is trying to win money because I try to win money every fucking week. That was the most egregious, let's cover the spread play I've ever seen in my life. The unnecessary roughness that they got to move them 15 yards forward. Roger, I'm watching you, my nigga. That was the most egregious, let's cover the spread ever. Seven and a
In
half point
Vegas,
dogs.
dog.
You're down 10. You kick a field goal just to lose by 7. What are we doing, my nigga? Investigate all these niggas. That was crazy. That was insane, my nigga. That was crazy. Kenny, please go.
Nah, I mean, Pete Carroll pissed me off. Even though I took the Raiders, that was some bullshit to me. It just didn't seem right. But I know I shit on the Eagles earlier, but I'm riding with 6 here. I really do want to take the Raiders. But if Kenny Pickett enters the game, he's just gonna give the Eagles like 3 picks for that Super Bowl ring. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna I'm gonna go with the Eagles here. I think I like the Saquon. I like the Saquon against this run defense. Other than Crosby, no one else is
Of
trying on
course.
this team. So yeah,
Right.
I'm going with the Eagles. Even though it's
I
a
might
large spread,
never
I think the Eagles win.
I might never bet against the Raiders again, bro. Honestly, like they watching that shit.
All right.
Andy, we know you
I,
love Gino. Are you gonna do it, or are you gonna give him the fade?
I do love Gino, but Gino is not playing in this game. But I am still riding with the Raiders because while I do believe the Eagles will bounce back in this game, 11.5 points is crazy. I'm riding
Crazy.
with the backdoor cover gods, Pete Carroll and the Raiders. I think Ashton Genty gets going a bit in this game. The Eagles' run defense has not been as excellent as you would expect. I think Jalen Carter's still going to be out. I mean, it is going to be Kenny Pickett, I'm pretty sure, but not like that really matters much. No quarterback can really do anything behind this offensive line, but I do
No.
think that they can cover with the points here. And I do want to step in real quick and defend Pete Carroll's decision to
Oh my
kick a field
god.
goal in that moment, not from a betting standpoint, but in a competitive NFL football standpoint. You have 5 seconds left in the game. You're down 11. No, you're down 10. Okay?
Yes.
If you run a Hail Mary, even if you get it, the game is over. Yes,
Yes.
Daniel Carlson's field goal took goddamn 10 seconds to go 45 yards. But most kickers would not take 10 seconds to go 45 yards. There's a lot of field goals can be made under 5 seconds, and then you do have the slim chance of kicking an onside, recovering it, and throwing a Hail Mary for the win. Would it ever, 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 ever happen? No, obviously
Probably
not.
not.
And especially
Okay.
not with the Raiders. But from a competitive simulation standpoint, it's the right decision to make. And shout out to them. And honestly, y'all can complain about the call and it being rigged, but you bet on the
Definitely.
Broncos to cover more than a touchdown.
That's
That's
true.
on you. I hope y'all
That's
learned your lesson.
that's fair. Narrator voice, he did not learn his lesson.
Sneak peek.
Oh man.
We got a big
Sneak
divisional
peek.
battle here between two teams that are on the ropes, the Ravens and the Bengals. Bengals are at home. The Ravens are actually favored on the road despite all of the disappointments they've shown. They're laying 2.5 points. Canny, are you riding with Lamar Jackson and the Ravens to turn it around here? Or are you riding with Joe Burr?
I'm riding with Joe Burr and the Bungles.
Ooh.
The Bungles. I think the Bungles got this. They looked really good against the Bills last week. I thought that the game was they I think they should have won that game. Joe Burrow threw 2 picks in 2 plays. That
Yeah, they
was
should have won
pretty
that
much
game.
that pretty much threw the game away. I don't think Baltimore's a good team.
Bungled it, dude.
They gave Aaron Rodgers what a 300-yard passing game or something like that last week. Like he's
And a
44
rushing touchdown.
and a rushing touchdown. This Baltimore Ravens defense is what you say, Andy, cooked, washed, cream pied, pause, whatever you want to call it.
Whoa.
This is
I don't know if I've heard anyone say that
Coach
one,
Moore.
buddy.
Coach
Coach
Moore.
Moore. Shout out Coach Moore.
Shout out to
You
the
know,
cream pie guys.
cream pie god. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bungles. The Bungles seem hungrier than the Ravens for anything. I don't even think the Ravens want to make the playoffs. The Bengals really just want to try because Joe Burrow's
That's
back,
funny.
and I think that's better to bet on than the Ravens that are collapsing.
Hell yeah.
I think that's a great take. And you know what? I'm doubling down on it. Bungles for sure. And this is
Yeah.
actually my bold prediction for the season. You know, I'm not saying put the mortgage on it, but it might not be a bad take. But I wouldn't put the Bengals out of winning the division. Ravens have a really hard schedule after the Bengals beat them this week. It'll be a 1 game lead between the Bengals and the Ravens. They'll easily capture the Ravens, overcome them. Then it's the Steelers who are next. Yes, it's a 3 game lead right now, but the Steelers don't have an easy schedule. The the Steelers have Dolphins, but then Lions, then the Browns, who I like Shadir, and then the Ravens. So I'm doing it, man. I'm riding with them. I think the Bengals are going to win this game. I think Joe Burr is back. They're going to win this game by more than, again, 2.5 point spread their way anyway. But they're going to win this game in general. Joe Burrow is going to actually take them up to the playoffs to win this division. Let's hear it. What do you think, Booger? I want to hear it.
Damn. Winning
I want to
division
hear it.
is crazy. Crazy. I don't know about
Great.
that. Like I said, shout out my little brother Noah, only Bengals fan I know.
Schedule
And
goes their way. Schedule goes
yeah,
their way.
schedule does go their way. It does favor them down the stretch, but they are also 4-9, so I don't really trust them to really win any game, especially if Joe Burrow is going to do that and then have a pretty melancholy press conference where he sounds like Andrew Luck. It sounds like he's not having fun out there anymore. But I think beating the Ravens and ruining their season will be fun. So I'm also going to take the Bengals here.
Okay.
I think this will be a shootout type game, and in the shootout, I'm gonna just take the underdog. So, give me the Bengals plus 2.5, and I like Jamar Chase overs in this game as well. So, go Bengals. Who they?
Okay, okay. I guess it's a fade week for Pretty Quacho because I'm riding with the
What?
Ravens here.
Oh,
He's
I don't
doing
believe in
it.
them as a Super Bowl contender, but I do think, like the Chiefs, I think the Ravens' problems look a little worse from a macro standpoint, but like they've been in all of these games, including the one against the Bengals on Thanksgiving that looked like it was a blowout. I mean, it really did go down to the wire. And
Yeah.
the reason they lost that game is because they coughed up 4 fumbles. So as long as they don't do that, I do think they have a chance in this game. The Bengals defense is not good. The Ravens defense is also not good, but it's a little bit better than the Bengals. I think if Baltimore wises up and commits to the running game, I think Derrick Henry can dominate if they just give him the runway to do so in this one. As limited as Lamar Jackson has been as a scrambler and a mobile quarterback, he's been pretty decent, even just passing from the pocket. I think that'll be enough to get the job done. Let's move on to another divisional game, this time in the NFC. We've got the Commanders, who just lost Jaden Daniels and Zach Ertz. I don't know if y'all saw that clip. It was nasty. His leg got liquefied. They put it on Hard Knocks and played him crying for about 2 minutes, and my
God
heart
damn.
goes out to Zach
Uh,
Ertz. Consummate professional. They did
Yeah,
you dirty. They did you dirty by just running you out there in this lost
yeah.
season. But the Giants have a chance to bounce back here. The Commanders are getting 2.5 points. Bug, you think your Giants can cover here?
I think my Giants can cover. This is also one of those games where I had one pick and I'm switching at the last moment because, like you said, Zach Ertz's leg got liquefied. They lost. They Jaden Daniels out again, and there's
Yep.
just a malaise over this team. There's a curse. I don't know what it is, but it's not good. The vibes are not good, and excuse me. The Giants, they have the number one pick right now as far as tiebreakers go. And me being the embattled fan that I am, I know that they're gonna fuck it up. And they're gonna fuck it up and win this game. So I'm taking the Giants 2.5. They have one more win in them, I think. And this is probably gonna be that game. Beat a division rival. Let's give Jackson Dart something to be happy for before they shut him down, probably next game or the game after. And yeah, let's beat the Commanders.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna ride with you. I'm gonna ride with the Giants. I think that Jackson Dart's back. Jaden Daniels is not playing, and that's going to be the difference maker. I like Jackson Dart a lot. I think he's going to be as long as he stays healthy, he's going to be a franchise quarterback that the Giants I think could actually rely on. I'm not gonna lie, I think they could actually rely on Jackson Dart. But with that said, I do think that you're giving them a 2.5 point spread going the Commanders, so I don't like that. But with that said, I think the Giants are going to win this game by more than a field goal because of Jackson Dart. Kenny, let's hear it. What you thinking?
Wow.
Disclaimer warning: do not bet on this game. Just
Yeah,
don't bet on this game. Go
great
spend your
disclaimer.
time. Go spend your time with your child. Don't even
Hmm.
watch this game. Don't even put it on in the multi-view. This is not a pointless. Unless the score, unless the score is somehow 27-27, you should not be watching this game. This is my stay away for the week, as well as disclaimer warning. But I am going to go with the Giants as well. I think the Giants are younger. I think they don't. Their defense isn't as rattled as the Commanders' defense. Like they're just getting ran through. Pause. The Commanders. Every hot route is getting demolished. Shout out Shamar Moore again. But yeah,
Shamar Moore.
I'm gonna go the Giants. But if I'm a betting man, I'm not putting any money on this.
Yeah, that's fair. We're gonna get another sweep for the G-men here, but definitely not as
Hey,
enthusiastic as last time, considering they let us
no,
down.
they did.
But yeah, I do believe Jackson Dart can get it done here. Marcus Mariota has been pretty good for the Commanders, all things considered, but as many problems as the Giants defense does have, that pass rush is still nice, and the Commanders just don't have the rushing attack to really take advantage. I know they did the first time around, but I think they'll even the season series here. And with that said, let's take a break before we do our last few games on the docket. All right, everybody, we are back. Almost all of us. Six had an emergency, I guess we'll say. So
He's a family
we're
man.
just gonna keep on rolling.
He cares about his
We got
child.
the he does. His child can't eat tacos yet, but in a way he eats. Like,
I was trying to cut him some slack, bro. You out here just giving out his business.
hey, I left it ambiguous.
Did you? I don't think you did.
I think it was ambiguous. I think it was ambiguous
Ish.
enough. I think it was fine. Shout out to
Alright.
Taco Night, man.
Taco Tuesday.
Taco
Can't miss
Tuesday.
it.
Shout out,
On a
Braun.
Wednesday.
Nigga been promising them tacos for
It
48
was
hours.
Wednesday. I didn't even think about that. It is Wednesday. This man said Taco Tuesday and left.
He wasn't cooking them bitches yesterday.
That's why he had to
beef's like
go.
3 days
He
old.
was already late.
beef was like right on the prime of expiring.
Oh shit. Oh my god.
That's
Yeah,
crazy,
it's
man.
the,
This dude just left.
the Cleveland Browns beefing with the Chicago Bears. Shadur's getting 7.5 points on the road. Kenny, are you riding
Crazy.
with Shadur again?
Nah, I'm not riding with Shadur this week. I'm riding with the other performing male quarterback, Caleb Williams. I'm just gonna go with Caleb Williams at home. Me and Ben were doing some research earlier. Most of their home wins against bad teams have been pretty good. 17, 12, and another game, I believe. But those two games stood out to me. The Browns are on the same level of the Saints. Oh, they beat the Cowboys by 17 as well. So yeah, I think the Bears handled business. They had a tough loss last week, but I think they still rallied. I think the vibe around the city is still, hey, we lost against the Packers, but we were down 21-0. We came back. We got an offense. Caleb made a bad throw, but the Browns aren't that good. So no, I'm gonna take the Bears here. Go Bears. Bear down.
All right. And Bug, are you riding with the hometown Bears?
I'm riding with the Bears too. I was impassioned last week that the line was disrespectful to the Bears, and they promptly did not cover. But yeah, this week I'm taking the Bears. I do like Shador. I like the game that he had last week, but that was against the Titans defense, who is not as good as the Bears defense. The wind chill is supposed to be negative 20 degrees. It's going to be very cold, so get your get your coats, get your mittens, get all that,
Bro,
get your scarves, and go out to Soldier Field and watch the Bears win by 8 points. Let's go, bear down,
let's go
baby.
Bears. Bear down.
All right. That's going to give me another fade unless Six texts otherwise. I'm actually rolling with the Browns here. Not because I don't believe in the Bears, but I do like the steps forward that the Browns are taking. I don't think they're going to win. I don't think they really want to win. Evidenced by Kevin Stefanski's incredible 2-point conversion call at the end of that Titans game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think Shadur is going to do enough to cover here, even if it's going to be a comfortable win for the Bears. 7.5 points is a lot. I don't think Caleb Williams is going to be able to evade the pass rush and get out of the pocket the way he usually does against Miles Garrett. And I think this game could get ugly. So I'm going to take the points. Speaking of another ugly game, we've got the Titans going on the road for the 49ers. They're getting 12 and a half points on the road. Ben, you want to open us up there?
Yeah, I would like to. I have become quite the Cam Ward defender. Shout out to my guy. But this game kind of reminds me of a similar spot they were in against the Jaguars. And I made the mistake of taking the Titans with this big spread, thinking that they could keep it close, thinking that they could compete. I sniffed them out last week against the Browns. I figured, they would want to have a good game against another highly touted rookie quarterback. But San Fran off a bye here and them still trying to vie even get maybe a division spot. I think that this is a good spot for them to cover here, so I'm going to take the 12 and a half. I'm going to take San Fran at home. I
All
think if they
right,
can
Yeah,
get a
Kenny.
lead, C-Mac is
yeah,
gonna they can win it out with C-Mac if they get a lead.
yeah. I think the 49ers defense is still pretty weak, but you got Christian McCaffrey who is on pace for 2,000 all-purpose yards. This man is somehow the best receiver on the team and the best running back on the team. Yeah, Christian McCaffrey by himself can handle that Titans defense. I think Christian McCaffrey will make this game a 13-point game.
Okay. Might be another fade for me. We'll see what Six says. I'm rolling with the Titans here. I
Oh
like what Cam
Wow.
shit!
Ward and that
Wow.
Tennessee
Okay.
attack showed against a pretty strong Browns defense on the road. So
Yeah.
12 and a half points is a lot. San
Hmm.
Francisco is doing their damnedest.
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan might be the coach of the year, but I don't know. The spread is huge. The Niners are, as we've said before, and as everyone has said, injury riddled. And I like that matchup for Cam Ward and Titans offense that's getting a lot better. Tony Pollard showed some things against the Browns, so I think they can take advantage of a pretty shaky Niners defense here and at least cover. We
Wow.
got a much better game for our next one. Lions at the Rams. The Rams are favored by 5.5 points, which kind of shows how dominant they've been, as well as the people's lack of faith in Detroit. Canny, you've been kind of up and down on the Lions. Which way are you riding this time?
Uh, I don't like this spread. I think I'd be more comfortable taking the Rams at 3.5. But I think I'm gonna take the Lions here at plus 5.5. I think this is a close game. Uh, the Lions are fighting for a playoff spot. The Rams are fighting for the 1 seed. This is a must-win for both teams to show that they deserve to be where they are in the playoffs. Uh, the Rams are coming off one of their or no, well, 2 weeks ago the Rams came off their worst game. Matt Stafford came out this week and balled out. I do think the Rams win, but I think it's a very close game, maybe a 3-point game. I think the Lions offense is pretty good. Uh, the Rams defense isn't the best. It's good, but it's not like Hall of Fame. Like Bryce Young just tore them apart 2 weeks ago. And I think Jared Goff is a pretty good quarterback compared to Bryce Young. I'm taking Goff over Bryce Young any day. But so yeah, I'm gonna take the Lions here at 5.5. I don't know if they win, but 5.5 is a nice little +5. I like that.
Bug, how you feel?
Uh, I also like the Lions this week, so I'm gonna tail Candy as well. I'm gonna go with the 5.5. I sniffed it out last week against the Cowboys. They bounced back in a big way. They leaned on Jameer Gibbs, and they did showcase. I sensed a little pushback from Six, who's not here to defend himself. I don't want to, do take some shots while he's not here to defend himself. But I did call Jameer Gibbs the best back in the league, and there was some resistance. And then he went out there and juked Deron Bland into the fucking dirt. So I think as long as they can keep to that formula and keep it within 10 points, which I think they can do, I think they'll be able to lean on Gibbs again, lean on Montgomery, lean on that run game and what made them so effective last year. I also will echo Candy sentiments. I don't know if the Detroit will win outright, but I do think this is a 3-point game between playoff teams, and yeah, I'm rolling with the Lions.
All right, that's gonna give us a sweep unless Six says otherwise. Yeah, I like the direction the Lions have been going. I think I've picked against them pretty much every single week, but I think they've shown me some things. Jared Goff has progressively gotten better against pressure and against the blitz, and that is the strength of the Rams defense. Their back seven has played encouragingly well, but with the speed on this Rams offense and the depth of their weapons, I think this will turn into a shootout. If I had to pick the money line, I would say the Rams come out on top, like you guys said, but 5.5 points, I think that'll be enough for Detroit to cover. We've got another divisional matchup here, not nearly as exciting as the ones before. Panthers on the road against Tyler Shuck and the Saints. The Panthers are laying 2.5 points on the road. Bug, how do you feel about this one?
Man, I need to apologize to Tyler Shuck. I had some choice words for you last week, and you made me eat some crow, man. That was a great game he played against the Bucks. Like it was a fantastic game. He's a lot more mobile than I ever thought. Like I mean, he's got some talent, and I don't love the weapons in New Orleans, but I also don't hate them either. So I'm gonna take the 2.5 here. I'm gonna take the Saints. I think they've been better than the spread than their record would indicate. They are 6-7 against the spread. Carolina has also been really good, but I like Carolina as a big underdog, not as a favorite. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be a mother shucker, man. I'm gonna be a mother shucker. I'm taking the Saints at home.
All right. Canny, you back on the Shuck?
No, I'm not shucking this week. I will be going with the Carolina Panthers. I think the Carolina Panthers are trying to vie for this division win. They've already lost to the Saints one time. Well, I know we don't like saying we're due, but Bryce Young has never played well against the Saints. It does pain me to take them, but yeah, I think the Panthers need this win. They need to beat the Saints to match the Bucks Falcons win. That's probably going to happen. So yeah, I think I like the Panthers here. They haven't been great as favorites, but it's only 2.5, so I'm not too embarrassed to take them.
Yeah,
Never be
I'm
embarrassed,
riding with the
Jane.
Panthers too.
You take the Panthers with
But
pride, my nigga.
That was just a bad word.
that's right.
Keep pounding. Keep
keep,
pounding.
keep, keep pounding.
I'm
Sharon
taking the
Moore.
Panthers
Keep
with
Shamar
pride
Moore.
for
Shamik
sure.
Moore.
Yeah, I think they got a wake up call the first time against the Saints. I don't see them getting swept by New Orleans here. Shout out to Tyler Shuck. You're definitely showing some things that nobody really expected from you, but I do think that win against the Bucks says a lot more about Tampa than it does about New Orleans and Tyler Shuck. I think the Panthers take care of business here with the division within reach. Yeah, 3.5 points or 2.5 points. I think they cover that pretty comfortably. Much better game in this next one. Packers, Broncos, two of the hottest teams in the league right now. Packers are laying 2.5 points on the road at Mile High. Kenny, what do you think?
I don't understand the spread. Why are the Broncos not favored at home as 11-2 to the Green Bay Packers, who every time they're favored by less than 6 points collapse? So yeah, I'm taking the Broncos here. I'm riding the boner. I'm riding it hard. No pause. I'm going with Bo Nix, the Broncos. Give me them by 6.
Mm.
No pause.
No pause, all on the boner. That man is horny.
Bug, are you riding the boner or are you pausing here?
I'm gonna pause here. I did have the boner at first, but what Green Bay showed me last week is they're ready to take care of business. I think they are ready to take care of business, and the Broncos win streak has been incredible, but they have not been great against the spread. So this is purely a spread play. This is a field goal game. I love that it's set 2.5. So give me Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride with you there too. I owe my apologies to Jordan Love. The Toyota-thon magic is real and it's still going on through January. It's time to buy in. Get you a Tacoma, get you some Jordan Love stock. Yeah, I actually really liked what I saw from the Bears in that last game against the Packers, but I also came away encouraged by Green Bay. I think they held off the Bears' best shot there. They had a chance to kind of crumble there as Caleb Williams was leading that comeback, and Jordan Love just made big play after big play. And I do not believe in Bo Nix and the Broncos. So yeah, I'm gonna ride with the Cheeseheads here, -2.5. Kenny, your Colts first test with Philip Rivers or Riley Leonard or Tyler Warren quarterback. I'm not sure yet,
Mm,
but
mm,
they're getting
mm.
13.5 points at Seattle. You think that's going to be enough?
Man, I'm not taking the Colts, man. I don't think I'm taking the Colts for the rest of the year.
Ah,
This is this team. To me, I felt like last year we should have fired Shane Steichen after a terrible season from a quarterback guru that couldn't even get a quarterback to pass 50% passing, not even 50, less than 50.
don't blame him for Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson is dog
I
shit,
let
my man.
I let you get on your takes. Let me get off mine. I'm
Anthony
just
Richardson is
saying
dog shit.
dog shit. But this man was supposed to be a quarterback guru. Blah blah blah. We still had the defense. We still had the offensive line last year, and Jonathan Taylor. Yeah, I'm this collapse is even worse. Like it just makes it even worse to be a Colts fan. Like it's mediocrity at its finest. Like we're 2-14 once every like 12 years, and then we're 8-8 or 12-4. There's like no in between, and that 12-4 year is great, but we'll just fuck it up anyways. So yeah, I'm taking the Seahawks -13.5. It don't matter who's back there, quarterback. I wanted to take the Jets earlier too, but if Tyrod Taylor was playing, he's not playing. I can't do it. These bad quarterbacks, the quarterback. Just let's just speak on the state of quarterbacks right now. Philip Rivers somehow is the best option. The best option. They didn't want to even talk to anybody. Like I know Philip Rivers knows the offense, blah blah blah, this and that, but like think it speaks to the quarterback play. It's like, yo, you look at all the free agent quarterbacks, and it's like I don't like any fucking quarterback here. Like it's just how it like it kind of blows how bad the quarterback market really is, and it's not getting better. So yeah, I'm taking the Seahawks. Sorry about my rant.
Andy, he's
Bud,
so
you want to fire back
sad.
there?
He's so sad. Look at you remember how like happy he was like a couple weeks ago? He's so sad. Look at him. Oh, my team is 8-5. Hey, buddy, let me tell you about misery. The Jets and Giants have been dog shit for a fucking decade, dude. Get your fucking belly aching, my nigga. I wish we could be anywhere near 500 or 8-5 and we get the fuck out of here with this woe is me. Oh, I'm a Colts fan. It's so hard being a Colts fan, nigga. Get the fuck out of here. You signed Daniel Jones. He tore his fucking Achilles. Okay, like let's not sit here and be like, whoa, it's like the fucking nah, man. Like let's pump the brakes on that. We're not we don't feel bad for you, dog. You're a Colts fan. You had lots of
No
highs.
one, no one
You've
asked you
ex-
to feel bad for me.
you've
I didn't ask you
experienced
to feel bad.
you've
I can
experienced a
feel
lot.
sad though. I can
No, you
feel
can't.
sad.
Not around
Nobody,
me.
no.
Not around
Fuck you,
me.
Ben.
No,
Fuck you, Ben.
not around me,
All
nigga.
right, all right.
You can't be sad around me, nigga. I'm a Jets fan, nigga. I'm sad, nigga. You're not
Hey,
sad.
the
You
chosen.
popped a lot of shit and your Roosters came back to crow, nigga. This is what's happening. You're not fucking sad. Anyway, I'm taking the Seahawks. Philip Rivers is the grandfather. You should spend time with your grandkids, nigga. You have way better things to do than be playing grab ass with a bunch of 30-year-olds against probably one of the best defenses in the league. Six is called it Legion of Boom 2.0. They're gonna
That's
get
kind
fucking smacked. They should play this game on Timu, nigga, on the CW, my nigga,
of
like
the
on those
fact that this is
weird
prime time.
on these weird like Hong Kong like game show like networks. This game should be on one of those for what the Seahawks about to do to Phil Rivers. Kenny, I'm sorry that your season imploded, but hey man, shit happens, dog.
Shit does happen.
1 minute you're riding
Yeah.
high, the next minute you got a granddad at QB.
Shit can change real
Yeah, I'm pretty
fast.
comfortable with saying this will be a sweep. I'm just gonna assume that 6 is taking the Hawks, and I'm gonna take Seattle here too. Yeah, it's cute and all that Philip Rivers was running Shane Steichen's offense for his son's high school football team. That doesn't mean it's gonna work in the NFL.
It's not. It's
That
not.
does not mean it's definitely not gonna work
Personally,
against the Seahawks defense.
personally, if the first throw is anything turnover related, I want the whole staff fired. That's just my prerogative. This is ridiculous. Like Colin Kaepernick is younger than this guy. Like what are we doing? Like I understand Colin Kaepernick hasn't played in 6 years, 7 years, but
Hey,
neither
he
has
stays
Philip
ready.
Rivers. But he stays ready. He has workouts every season on the off season. This man Philip Rivers is coaching a high school football team and he's playing quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts. This is on par with hiring Jeff Saturday in the middle of the season.
That did happen.
That happened. The Colts have been hysterical. The Colts have been hysterical since Peyton Manning left, and it's a fact. They couldn't build an offensive line around Andrew Luck. He retires. Since he's retired, it's been a shit show. They somehow have won some games in those years with Carson Wentz and Anthony Richardson, I guess, Gardner Minshew. Matt Ryan was our quarterback one year, and he did not pass for 200 yards that season. Like, yeah, this is it's time to move on. It's time to move on from Steichen.
You've had it pretty
Ballard.
bad. My fault, gang. That was fucked up for me.
God
Man, fuck you,
damn.
Ben. I told you.
Shane Steichen from Coach of the Year candidate to on Canny's hot seat. Shane, if you're hearing
No.
this, come
And
be
listen,
offensive coordinator of the Jacksonville
And
Jaguars.
Ben can back me up. This is the crazy. Like before the season, I'm like, bro, we are going 5-11. Like this team sucks. Like we don't have a quarterback, and like our offense will not run through anybody. This is ridiculous. We have a great running back, and we can't have a quarterback. We haven't been able to solve a quarterback crisis for 10 years. And the 1 year we have a top 3 pick, we picked the project for a playoff ready team. A project. This team deserves to implode. This team deserves it all. If I had my boss watching my over his shoulder move, I'd be fucking pissed too. Like it's just over.
Nah, you don't mean
Hey, just
pretty
wait.
owner lady.
Don't give up on AR-15. He's coming. Just wait till it's
That one
over
throw
with.
against the Texans, it was 2 years ago, Andy. It's over. It's over.
All right, but yeah, we're getting the sweep here for the Seahawks. Shane, come to the Jaguars. We've got another project quarterback, Mr. Nine himself, JJ McCarthy, matching up against one of the hottest offenses in the league with the Dallas Cowboys. JJ is getting 6.5 points on the road. Bug, you riding with the boys?
I hate the boys, but man, 9 though. I mean, they got a good win against the Commanders. I think it was, a nice morale booster to kind of, get a win to close out the season. But I don't trust this offense. I think it said more about the Commanders defense that they let 9 do that to them than it said about 9 being actually a good quarterback. So I'm going with the boys here. They're at home. This is a primetime game. I think they were under the microscope with how they played against the Lions. And George Pickens didn't play his best. And I think they're gonna have a bounce back game. So what better guy to do bounce back against than 9? So I'm going with the boys here.
Kenny?
I'm not betting on the Cowboys for the rest of the season. I don't care if it's 9 or 11. I'm going with the Vikings here. Fuck the Cowboys. It's always fuck the Cowboys. They fucking
Fair.
I take them the 1 week. I take them 1 week. And what do? They put their ass on national television on Thursday. These fuckers don't deserve anything but hate. And so do the Vikings. But the Vikings defense is a lot better than the Dallas Cowboys defense. Maybe JJ McCarthy can look a little bit like how he looked this past week, and the Vikings can eke through. I think the Vikings defense is pretty good. It's shown that, even against the Seahawks, other than whatever the guy Max Brosmer. If he didn't throw those 4 picks, the Seahawks offense was shut down. I think the Vikings have a really solid defense. And if 9 can play somewhat competent, they can win this game.
Okay, I
Mm.
like that. That's a bold take. I'm definitely gonna ride with Dallas here. No, I don't believe in the Cowboys defense, but I believe in JJ McCarthy even less. I'm glad he had a good game. I hope he remembers that for the rest of his life. It's going to be the best game he played. And yeah, Vikings defense is great, but they've repeatedly bent until they've broken in all of their losses this year. And it's because JJ McCarthy can't move the chains. I think that's exactly what's going to happen in this game. I'm riding with the Cowboys by a touchdown at the least. CD Lamb's out, doesn't matter. George Pickens, all eyes are on you now. You got a chance to play some meaningful football. You sold on national television. They're clowning you on Hard Knocks. It's time to wake up, man. You're going to
Mhm.
carry Cowboys over the Vikings, and you're going to carry my fantasy team to the chip. I believe in you,
Don't know about that second one.
George.
I don't
All
know about
right.
that second one.
Last game on the docket, the Monday night game. It's a stinker. We've got
Yeah.
Dolphins and Steelers playing for their last breath of their playoff hopes. The Dolphins are actually getting 3.5 points despite their winning streak going into Steel City. Bug, you riding with Perk Rogers here?
Man, Rodgers gonna be off of 30 on this game. You already know. That's an assumption. If that was on FanDuel, I'm taking that. Rodgers off of 30. I'm smashing that. That's auto bet. But no, I'm not going with Perk Rogers. I'm actually going with the Dolphins again. Uh I put this in the group in one of our group chats in our fantasy football group chat. The Dolphins. I like the Dolphins to make the playoffs before the Chiefs, and it was met with a question mark. But the Dolphins have been playing a lot better, since their bye, and they've kind of, I like what I've seen. So I don't like what I've seen from Pittsburgh, and I think that win against the Ravens, like Andy is coined on this episode. I think that said more about the Ravens than it did about the Steelers. So I'm gonna go with the faster team. I'm gonna go with the what I think is the hungrier team. I think they're playing for their coach. I think they're playing for Mike McDaniel. Not that the Steelers aren't playing for Mike Tomlin. They clearly are, but two teams that are 6-7 against the spread. I'm getting a free half point. I think this is a 3-point game, so I'm just gonna take that. I'm taking the 3.5.
All right. Canny, who are you
Yeah,
siding with?
I'm riding with Bug here. I think since the Dolphins stopped making Tua the center of the offense, and Gordon and A Chain have been the focus, it's been great. A Chain maybe not might play. That makes me want to take the Steelers, but I think the Dolphins have shown that they're playing for the coach, like Ben said. They're playing with some heart, and the Steelers just look kind of defeated. The Ravens somehow lost this game. Really, like they ran up the rushing yards 200, I think, above 200 rushing yards last week on the Steelers defense. I think Ollie Gordon or A Chain, whoever's playing back, put Jaden Waldo back there. He'll get 200 yards rushing against the Steelers defense. It's not great. Jalen Ramsey's washed, like super washed. He's just trying to start fights and shit. So yeah, I'm going with the Dolphins.
Shout out Jalen Wright,
All
100 yards
right.
on the ground last week.
Yes, sir.
I think the
Six.
football lores brought me back at this exact moment for a reason. How dare you guys disrespect Mike Tomlin, one of the most legendary coaches? Probably, actually, he is the most legendary active coach over Andy Reid. Mike Tomlin deserves respect. You put respect on his name. He's going to finish above 500. I know I said earlier the Bengals are winning this division. The reason why I was hesitant is because of Mike Tomlin. Put some respect on his name. They've been win this game by a whole 10 points. I don't care. So the Dolphins are not a good team. They're not going to make the playoffs. And they're not going to beat the Steelers by 3.5 points. Steelers, take it. Lock it in.
All right. Coming back in
Yeah.
hot with the fade. I am also riding with the Dolphins. Like Kenny said, they've looked a lot better since taking the ball out of Tua's hands. A Chain, Honestly, yeah, he probably won't get Offensive Player of the Year, but I would listen to the argument for him. JSN's been balling. Jonathan Taylor was balling, but I don't know. No one does more for their team right now than Devon Achane. And I think he's going to show that again against the Steelers. I don't think this defense has the goods, the speed, the athleticism to keep up with him or the rest of the athletes on the Dolphins. I don't think Tua will have to do too much in this one. And Six, since you're back, you're gonna run a speed run through your picks. You left us ahead of the Cleveland Browns and the Bears game, so yeah, you're gonna have to speed run through these.
Let's do
We got
it.
a
Let's
minute.
do it. Chicago, they're taking over. I'm going Caleb Williams all day. San Francisco, Tennessee. San Francisco is a good team. They're in a good division. They're going to cover that spread by 12.5. Rams, Lions. The 5.5 spread scares me. I'm taking the Lions. I don't believe the Rams are really going to be the best team in the NFC. Carolina, New Orleans. Stay away from this game
Bias.
unless you're a betaholic. But if we had to bet on it, I am going with Carolina covering the 2.5. We got Green Bay at Denver. I do believe that Denver is a bunch of fakes, but at the end of the day, they win games. So I'm going with Denver since they're plus 2.5. Give me that. Indy at Seattle. I'm just going to keep it short. Offense Player of the Year is on Seattle for a reason, but that defense is looking like it might be Legion of Boom 2.0. Let me chill out here. Seattle's covering that spread though. Then we got Minnesota, Dallas. I love what Dallas has put together. I still think Minnesota has a great coaching staff, but at the end of the day, Dallas is much better. Dallas is going to win this easily by a touchdown. Miami, Pittsburgh, I already spoke on it. Mike Tomlin's a legend. Let's get it. Lock them in. Make that money.
Bam, 60 seconds. What a fucking god.
This man is
That's not even
legend.
6 god. That's not
Come
even
on,
Come
6
back in
god.
hot.
Fuck you mean on taco night, nigga?
Taco night.
Fought through the
Taco
taco
night.
burp.
Come
I
on.
heard that, bro. I know this shit was
I thought nobody knows that.
hell.
Hey, that thing was hitting
That's
too,
why
man.
they
They just
call him
look
the
too
six guy.
Nigga had 6
Right.
tacos.
What's up? Hey man, the Taco Bell 6-pack. Bring those back.
good. Come on now.
Yes, sir.
6-pack Cinnabon
Let's
Delight.
get
Come
into
on.
our locks. I'll start. I'm switching it up this week. We've always been able to actually pick over and unders as well as the spread. We just haven't done it yet. It's a little bit harder to pick that way, but this one just stood out to me for multiple reasons. Minnesota at Dallas, 47.5 points. I think that's an easy under. I don't believe JJ McCarthy is going to contribute at all to this. And as good as the Dallas Cowboys offense is, I do think the Vikings defense is going to put up enough of a fight to keep this well under 47.5 points. Kenny,
think that's
why don't you get in your lock for us?
Yeah, man, I'm doubling down on the Chargers. I don't believe that they're fake. I'm gonna take them by 6.5. I think the Chargers have shown me personally that they're not fake. I think the Jaguars loss speaks more about the Jaguars, that they're real, and the Chargers are not as good as that. But I think the Chargers are definitely better than the Chiefs this year. It's just it's just been shown on the record, and yeah, I'm taking the Chargers.
You taking the Chargers on the spread, right? The 4.5?
Yeah. Sorry, I meant.
Or are you playing that on your lotto?
No. Sorry, I just messed up. My bad.
I'll
All
hop
right, you're
in
good.
here.
You're good.
I
Okay.
don't like to do it often. I don't like to do it this early in the week, but I'm going with the Thursday night game. I just think it's just too much of a gimme. I'm locking in the Bucks at 4.5. The Falcons are poo poo. Kirk Cousins is more poo poo. I like that. Give me Baker. Let's get baked.
All right. Bug,
Baked.
you got a surprise pick for us again?
I don't know if it's a surprise, but I'm gonna do this for 6 guy. We try to keep things neutral, keep things casual on this podcast. But I'm taking the Seahawks 13.5, man. I already said it. Phil Rivers, go be with your grandkids, man.
Go be with your grandkids.
My parents are grandparents, and they spend every single moment that they can with their granddaughters. You should be doing the same, my man. Like, you got enough cheese, you got enough pay. Like, you don't have to do this, man. You don't. And the Seahawks are gonna show you why you should have stayed your ass home with that beer belly, nigga. Nigga walked in the, he walked in the press conference with a beer belly, man. What the fuck?
crazy.
Hey, he looks good up there. He's a natural on the mic. But Boog, why don't you get into your lotto for us? You start us off there.
My lotto play for this week. I was going between a few different picks. Uh, I don't have this number down, but I like Jamar Chase over 110 receiving yards this week. No T Higgins. We all, we like the Bengals this week, so I'm gonna lean on that. I think over 110 receiving yards might be around plus 145 ish in that
For
range,
Jamar
maybe.
Chase, I'll take a look. I'll get that put up for us.
I think that's the move. No, like I said, no T. Gonna lean on Jamar to win this game. It's gonna be a shootout, a lot of points, a lot of big plays. So let me get in on that Jamar Chase action.
All right,
I like
Canny,
that.
what's your lotto?
I'm going with Tep McMillan, anytime touchdown. He scored in 4-5 straight games, I think, and he somehow finds a way to score. Even in the 49ers game where they sucked, he scored on a wide open play. I think he's for sure a good receiver. Might be a great receiver. It's been Bryce Young's favorite target. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Tep McMillan for a touchdown.
All right, I'll take it here since Six is doing some research for us.
Plus
I'm
164.
going with Blake Corum, plus
My
164 for Jamar Chase.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm going with Blake Corum anytime touchdown for the Rams. My boy's been heating up. LA says they want to keep Kyron Williams fresh for the playoffs, so I think Corum's going to get plenty of opportunities here against a bad defense. I love this line. Plus 175 is fantastic odds for this. He's on a streak. I'm riding with him again. And Six, why don't you wrap us up here?
Yeah, so I'm gonna wrap it up with George Kittle. The Niners are in a tight playoff game. The Titans have been playing hard. I think the Niners are gonna run away with this game in the end of it. But one dude who always shows up when they need it is George Kittle. He hasn't gotten a touchdown in 2 games. Prior to that, he had 3 in 2 games. He's gonna get on the board. This is the week for you to cash in on George Kittle.
Yes, sir. Okay, so to wrap it up, our lotto parlay: Jamar Chase over 110 receiving yards, it's plus 164. Blake Corum anytime touchdown plus 175. George Kittle anytime touchdown plus 125, and Tet McMillan anytime touchdown plus 160. That gets you to plus 4,147, $100 into 4 bands. Last week we really swung for the fences. We were going for almost 10K there, and we went 0 for 4. So yeah, regression to the mean is coming. That means
Come
we're
on.
hitting all 4 this week. Make
That's
yourself
right.
$4,000 or $400 if you want to just put a little 10 spot. Either way, you don't want to miss out on this. And then just to summarize our locks for the week, we've been hot with our locks. We've got the
Mm-hmm.
Seahawks minus 13.5 for Bug. I've got Minnesota and Dallas under 47.5 points. Kenny's got the Chargers plus 4.5 against the reigning AFC champs. And Six has the Bucks minus 4.5. That is our locks. And we've been the casuals.
Right now is something casual.
Hey,
Casual, baby.
What's casual?